Hello, I'm live, and today I wanted to reach out to you and answer some of your questions about prospecting. I know that when we first start and you're building a business, there's a lot of insecurities, a lot of things that you don't know if you're doing right. Believe me, you are doing it right. It's just that when you're not making the money, it gets hard because you have insecurities and you think that nothing is working for you, and then you stop, and then all of a sudden somebody calls you from the prospecting that you did and you're excited again. Let me tell you, once you start, you cannot stop. You just have to keep going. You have to make sure that everything that you do is consistent and the results are gonna come. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're brand new. Trust me, your results are gonna come. The business is gonna come regardless because you are out there prospecting and you're out there reaching out and talking to people. So thank you everyone for being here. Hey Chuck. Hey Mai and Angela. Let me see who else is here. Say hello. And Misty, Maria Isabel, Gina, and Kelly. Hello, and Tanya. Hello everyone. I'm happy. A lot of my friends are here and my team also. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you because believe it or not, you also keep me excited. And I always tell you this, a lot of you think that you're not making a difference with what you're posting. You are. And I am just watching your progress. I'm watching that you are doing the job that you are required to do because you have dreams and you have goals. So thank you everyone, and let's get started. I'm gonna tell you something, okay, about this prospecting thing, and from my point of view, I want to share some things with you that maybe will, maybe you can relate to it. When I started, I was terrified of talking to people. And, I was not a person to approach strangers. I love people, don't get me wrong, but I am shy, believe it or not. You guys think that everything that I do is just not not because I'm out there. No, I'm extremely shy, but I have put myself out of a lot of comfort zones. And at the beginning, I spent a lot of money doing events, paying for events, tossing books. I did everything so that people can come to me. And that can cost you a lot of money. Tossing books, putting books in businesses can cost you a lot of money because you don't have the contact with people. So chances are those people get your book and they are gonna go purchase from somebody else who they know or somebody else who made the contact with them. So for many years, I just couldn't give a book to anybody. I was a terrible recruiter. Believe it or not, I was. And I made myself a goal, and I think I shared this in one of my videos before. I made myself a goal to become the best recruiter to my eyes. I wanted to do, I wanted to have a 99% return from the contacts that I did. That was my goal, to become the best recruiter. So I practiced a lot. I got frustrated, came back home, and started, I always looked at my day, how I could make it better, what did I do that they not work, how can I approach people and get them into the opportunity or to buy the products. And I just try many things. I like to have my own style, because when you have your own style, people that you attract are going to be like you. So make sure, this is important. You don't want to be like anyone else. You want to be like you. You want to, you want to talk like you, the way you are, because those are the people that you are going to attract. Believe me, people know when you're fake. People know when you're not the person that you are. They can relate to it. They can relate to you if you are a true person. So first of all, make sure that you adopt your own style, and that, whether you decide to get ideas from me, from other leaders, that at the end you take those ideas and you make them yours, your own style, the way that you are with your own words. For me, my thing is to be able to attract like-minded people. And just like Chuck says, authenticity sells. Yes, it does. You really want to talk from the heart. You want to share your stories. You want to, if you feel like you're shy, or if you're saying something and you're not knowledgeable, admit it. Until I just started the business, and I'm looking for people who want to start and who want to become successful like me. You don't have to be super successful, a millionaire in the business to be able to attract professionals, to be able to attract people that are looking for a big opportunity. So I always, all my approach is about finding people like me, people who are happy, people who are outgoing. I like to look at colors, if they're wearing a lot of colors, they wear a lot of bling, jewelry, and if they're smiling, the way that people talk and walk, you can tell if that person is good for the social business. This is a social business. It's about connecting with people. So I like to attract people like that. I like to attract people that are like me, because I know they're going to become successful. So I want to share my bombitas. These are my bombitas that I made recently. And I showed it to you that I had all these full to the top. So there were, I think 155 bombitas, and this is all I have left. So why do I like to prospect with bombitas? Because you're always gonna have one in your purse. You're gonna have one in your purse. You're gonna have it in everywhere, rather than a book. Before I leave the house, and when I prepare myself, I want to be able to carry my bombitas. I put them in my bag and I take them with me. And I like to prospect with them because it's easier to give somebody one than to approach somebody with a brochure. And then you are going to be able to, figure out if that person wants a brochure because of the connection that you're going to create when you give out your information. And for those of you who have not made your bombitas, your sample packs, whatever you want to call them, you can just do the same with a business card and a sample. So if you haven't started yet, if you're brand new in the business, just make sure that you're ready with at least a sample and one on your business card. Let me know if you guys are hearing me, because someone is saying that, Kathleen is saying that she can't hear me. So thumbs up if you can hear me, because I know these live videos sometimes are a little tricky. So thumbs up, can you hear me, everyone? Yes, okay, thank you. It might be your reception, Kathleen, or come back and then log in again. Hear you great on this end. Great, thank you so much. So let me continue. So I, you know what I do, I prepare myself to start the day. I have my tools, and for me, giving out a bombita is so much easier. It's so much easier than just giving out a book. A lot of people think that a book is not free. Don't ask me why. And they think that you might want something from them if you give them a free brochure. But if you give them a gift, they tend to accept it. And once it's in their hand, then the connection starts. Okay, so for example, let's say that you are in an area, okay, and you know, you want to pass out your information. I do this all the time, especially when I'm traveling, when I'm you know, in another area. I carry my bombitas because when you travel, you can't carry your books. So if you carry your bombitas, then you know it's easier to just reach out to that many more people. So you know, for me, it's a way to connect, and it's a way to give somebody a free something. People like free, believe me. For shy people, this works. I know it works for me. It works for me all the time. So what to say? And this is a topic of our video. What to say when you're connecting with people. Give me a second. And make sure that you ask your questions, okay? Because that's why we're live. We're live because I want you guys to ask questions. When I am out connecting with people, looking for people that are looking for me, and that's the way you should look at your business, you want to be yourself. So when I go to prospect, you know, if that's what you want to call it, I just approach people and I give them bombita. Hi, this is free. This is for you. I'm Milagros from Avon. You know, prospect, promoting in the area. This is for you. And then I give it to them. And then, you know, I ask them, I start the conversation. I'm an Avon representative. And then I ask questions, okay? This is important. When I started, I talked a lot, okay? And I don't know if I hypnotize people or I don't know what happened, but you have to ask questions and then you have to wait for the answer. So for example, these are some of the questions, and this is what works for me. And again, everybody has its own style. It's what works for me. So write down the questions that I ask. For example, hi, I'm Milagros. I'm an Avon representative, and I'm in your area promoting the business. This is for you. Avon, it's been such a long time since I haven't seen an Avon representative. Great, I also have a book for you. This is for you. Give them a brochure and then ask questions. For example, what is your favorite Avon product? And then wait for an answer. Don't ask that question. Don't answer your question. Wait for an answer. What is your favorite Avon product? The person says, oh, this. Great. When I go out to prospect or to find people that are looking for me, is I, I don't look for customers because customers are gonna be there already. Okay, so I look for the opportunity, and then my next question is, how can an additional income impact your household right now? And you can say it with your own words, but for me, how can an additional income impact your household right now? And then, here start, the conversation. Oh, what's your profession? Are you a stay-home mom if you see a little baby, or if not, do you work from home? You want to have ask questions that require an answer, and then connect with people. That's the most important thing. For many years, I just did all the talking, and I was not able to close the deal because by the time I finished talking, then that person was already leaving. They did not want to hear me another word because I just took over the entire conversation. So believe me, asking questions, it's a way to connect with that person. People like to talk about themselves. They like to talk about themselves. So ask questions. How long have you been in this area? I have been an Avon representative for 15 years. Share how many years or how many months you have been in the business, and share how successful you are. For example, you could say, I love what I do. I enjoy building a team. I have a team of this many representatives, and we work together. We have great partnership. Things that can make people relate to what you're talking about. Another thing that I do, I never stop talking, meaning asking questions or connecting with that person until that person says that they have to go. So sometimes you have to make sure that you program yourself to be with that person as long as it takes, because whether you are looking for a business partner, you can also build a great friendship that can lead you to something else. For example, I have spoken to other representatives, other prospects who were at the beginning were totally against me approaching them about the opportunity, and then at the end I realized that they came from other direct sales companies and they were afraid that they would have the same experience. People will not share that with you unless you connect with them. So you will be surprised about behind the nose how many you can convert to yes. Okay, it could be that the person is not in the right situation at the moment. However, that person can become your helper, or that person can refer representatives or customers. And Chuck says questions are the answers. The one that asks the most questions controls the conversation. That's correct, Chuck. And thank you so much for sharing that, because when you have a question that requires an answer, and people are there to answer you, and if you're social, if they like what you're telling them, then they will not shut you down. Hey, gorgeous man, you're here. So I wanted to reach out to all of you and let you know that there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying. I believe that the number one factor for succeeding is consistency. You must be consistent. I get these questions all the time. I say to people, how is your business going? And you say, well, I'm not doing very well. And then I ask them, okay, tell me about it. Tell me, share with me what's going on. And they say, well, I gave out all my books and I gave out all my samples, and it didn't work out. Nobody called me. I got no orders. I said, okay, great. So how much time did you put into giving out all those books and all those samples? You'd be surprised. I have had representatives that take all their books. I don't know why they do that, but they put 10, 20 books at a business, and they said they gave out all their books. And I'm like, no, don't do that. So, you have to make sure that whatever it is that you do is a schedule that you have around your schedule. That's how it works. It's building a business requires consistency. I was speaking to one of the representatives today, and I told her, I said, look, at the beginning that you're not making money, I would like for you to do this exercise, okay? She said, okay. And then I said, okay, for one, believe that this is a job that you have to go to. So you're gonna wake up as if you had a job, because you're working out for yourself. Have you ever worked for someone else? Yes. So she knows what it is to get up and go to a job. Said, okay. So then the next thing that I want you to do is to write down what it is that you're doing when you get out of your house. Meaning, if you're this makes a difference, because if you're getting out of your house and you're going to visit your neighbors and having coffee and talking about the other neighbors for the rest of the day, then that does not count, okay? And I'm just giving you an example. Write down whatever it is that you have done, because that way you can go back and say, okay, this day was successful because I did this and I got this in return. Believe me, the reason why I'm telling you this, because when you start making money, you're not going to have to do that. You are already going to be mentally capable to know that you have to be disciplined enough to meet your goals. Another thing is that your personal development. Are you listening to enough personal development, meaning network marketing training, meaning things that can make your mind think and act differently? Are you taking the time to develop yourself as a leader or as a person that has a business? What are you doing to get your personal development in? For example, one of the things that I have learned through personal development is to set goals. And every day I listen to at least 30 minutes of personal development. Earl Nightingale, Les Brown, Earl Worley, it's his name. I roll my tongue when I mention his name. Tony Robbins, there's different people that you can listen to and then get ideas. Sometimes people send me messages and they tell me, Milagros, you're always working. And I like that. I like when they say you're always working. Why? Because that means that I'm getting somewhere, that I'm doing the right thing. When you have goals, you don't have time to stop. You don't have time to say, I'm taking the time off because you want to gear your mind to working all the time. And yes, you have to live in between. I live in between a lot, okay? I do live. I relax a lot, but when it comes time to put in the time for my business, I put in the time. And sometimes my husband even tells me, let's go out, let's go out boating, or let's go out to the beach. And then, if I have my schedule filled up, he knows that I'm allowed to say yes or no. I'm not able to because I have appointments. So you got it in between, know when to say no and make sacrifices, because at the end, the one that's going to benefit is you and your family. You have to make sacrifices to get to success. And that's what I have done all my life. I have been able to say, okay, even though I work for myself, I need to stay disciplined. I need to say no to my neighbor wanting me to be their chauffeur, or a family member that wants me to go have lunch with that person all the time. I have to say no to things that are not with my growth. And you have to, because if you say yes, 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 then you're going to become more and more and more into catering to everybody else but your dreams and your goals. So if you ask me why I work so much, is because I have big dreams. You don't imagine my dreams. I mean, I want it all, and I want it today, now, tomorrow, now. And at the beginning, it wasn't about a dream. At the beginning, it was about urgency, because I did not have an income. So I had to work. My income is needed at my house. Our home needs my income. So, it's important that you're able to say, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I will get back to you about this. So just be consistent. Just be, consistent with everything that you do. So ask a lot of questions. That's my training today is all about getting you to take your tools, ask a lot of questions, connect with people, make sure that you are doing your power of 20, and that you're doing everything that you need to do to get your business out there. And Janice says, a balance in life is important. Going out for lunch or going to the beach, I see as an opportunity to expose my business too. Yes, of course. Believe me, I go to the beach a lot. I relax a lot. But my whole message is to make sure that you are not saying no to the time that you have allocated to your work a day, that you are mentally prepared to take on your day and connect to as many people as you can. Get out of your house, get out of your routine and meet new people. That's how I look at it. I want to be able to meet new people. I want to be able to build my team. I don't want to drag anybody. My team knows it. They know that I will not harass them. I'm not that kind. Okay, I invite them a lot, and then I choose the ones who want to work. I'm not in the business of harassing anybody. So make sure that you take off that weight of of insecurity, that weight of not building, not being able to earn if you're not making the money, then you tend to blame your team. Oh, my team is not working. Oh, I don't have my customers don't want to buy. Please don't think like that, okay? Your team is your team. Find new people, okay? People quit. People decide that it's not for them, and they, will not be part of what you do. Maybe they can't relate to you. Maybe it's not their time. There's priorities that you have to meet in your life, and if your priority is doing something with your family 100% in the day, then you can't have time for your business. So if you're building a business, you have to talk to your family. Talk to them and let them know, listen, I am going to do this. I know you're used to me being home, taking care of the kids, and I know that in the past, I told you that I would be with you, making you breakfast, lunch, dinner, and just looking at you the whole day, whatever. I'm giving you an example, okay? It doesn't mean that you look at your husband or your spouse 24 hours a day. I'm giving you an example. I want you to visualize what could be and what could what it is that you have to turn your life into. Even though I would like to look at gorgeous men 24/7 and cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just kidding. I do, but you know what I mean. When retirement comes, then I'll be able to do that. For now, I have to work, and he knows that I have to work. So talk to your family and tell them, listen, I am on to this big goal. I want to get to this title by this day. Would you support me? There's going to be times when I'm going to be busy. There's going to be times when I won't be able to do the things that I used to. Would you help me? Would you be part of what I'm doing right now? So, ask for their feedback. Ask for their feedback and ask them, yes, it is. I came home very late when I first started. And every time I would hear it from Carlos, and what happened? What the heck? You're taking a lot of time, and you're making $20 and you're working this many hours. This is not worth it, and this and that. But one of the things that helped me is that I asked Carlos to give me 2 years. So ask your partner to give you 2 years, because in those 2 years you're going to be able to show that with your consistent work and with putting in the hours that you need, that you are going to show them that you did it. But you can't say, give me 2 years, and then 2 years pass, and then you have been the same person that you have been since you started, with no discipline, with no goals. It doesn't work like that. So I would like for you guys to write down your big goal, and I'm gonna share mine, okay? Because it's not fair that I don't share my goal. My number one goal is to increase my checks, to double my check to $8,000 every 2 weeks. So $8,000 every 2 weeks is written everywhere. It's in my kitchen, it's in my wallet, it's in my card, it's everywhere. I look at my goal 3 times or more a day. My goal is to look at it 3 times a day, to reconnect with that goal. And don't worry about how are you going to get there. Another one of my goals is to get to platinum executive leader. And you know how hard you have to work to do that. So my goals are not little. My goals are big. But that means that I have to do big work. So say your goals, what it is that you want, how many people you're going to talk to today. Make sure that your goal is in together with the work that you do every day. You can make a lot of money in network marketing. You can, you can do a lot with network marketing, but you have to work it, you guys. You have to become the person that you see yourself in the future. Where are you going to be when you're retiring? Are you going to continue to live and work for the rest of your life? When are you going to stop working? Another question to ask is, are you more ahead than what you were 5 years ago? Look at your previous 5 years and ask yourself, have I gotten somewhere? Where is my progress? What has changed? You got to look at all those things. So I know that I went on to another subject. What I want you guys to know is that find what it is that excites you, because what excites you are your goals. What excites you are your dreams, and you cannot be afraid to work. You cannot be afraid to get out there and talk to people and grow your team and grow your customer base. If you have big goals, it must get done. If you have little goals, then you can work around what you have. If you have a full-time job, then you can't put in a lot of time into the business, and your business is part-time. You can be part-time, you can be full-time, but you have to be consistent time. Okay? Doesn't matter, part-time, full-time, consistent time. You must create a schedule that works for you. So write down your goals. That's my thing. Write down your goals monetarily, how much money you want to make every 2 weeks, with leadership, with sales, with whatever. Just make sure that your goals are clear and that you can connect to your goals every day, because once you do that, then you're gonna become stoppable. And believe me, your family, your friends, the people that you know will ridicule you when you start. They will laugh at you. They will say, she's wasting time. She is wasting time with this little Avon business. Don't worry about that. Seriously, don't worry about that. When I get paid every 2 weeks, I'm like, thank you, okay? So don't worry. At the beginning it's hurtful, because at the beginning you don't have the money to back it up. You're not making the money. So when somebody says, okay, so how much money are you making? Believe me, that question was asked to me many times. And then you say, oh, I made $21 this campaign. And then they say, really? And you've been out for 8-12 hours a day and you made $21? Do you know how much you're getting paid an hour? Yes, 1 cent maybe. But you know what? You have to make sure that is your goal. At the beginning, no little money. At the end, big money. Okay? So thank you so much for being here. Let me see if I have any questions. My husband and I had this conversation the other day. Great, Misty. I know that it has to be talked about. You can't deny that. You're not gonna make the money at the beginning. It's like when you open a store. and you paid $3,000 for rent, and the first week, 5 customers walked in, and then you still have that rent or mortgage of $3,000, your overhead, your insurance. It's a business. It's a business that you have to give time to make it work. Jenny says, great advice in writing down goals. Helps me to push harder, work harder. Yes, you must be. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Renee say, been there, heard that. Unstoppable. Yes, become unstoppable. Like me. Don't be afraid to dream big. Yes, Angela, dream big, dream big. Janice says to keep all the receipts, write down mileage, etc. Yes, I need to work on that because I have receipts all over the place. At the end, when it's tax time, I'm like going crazy. It takes me longer than what I have, than what it would be. So maybe we can get together at Red Fest and you can share your system. Affirmations are important. Yes, of course, Renee. Yes, I am gonna get there. I am a millionaire. I am on my way. How do you keep your records of what you spend for at the end of the year for taxes? I keep, my assistant keeps her own hours. I trust her very much. And I keep all the receipts. So then at the end of the year, my assistant just goes over my receipts and puts it in categories. Then, I start the mileage from the first year, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. And then I give it to my accountant and she does all the magic. So she does everything else. I'm not a tax person, but that's a great question. Dreams don't work unless you do. That's right, Renee. I had this conversation when I left my second job of 22 years. Very good. Yes, talk to your partner. And when I left my my government job, when I retired from it, a lot of people said that I would come back, and I said no, I won't come back. And I didn't come back. So thank God. I'm grateful, thankful, blessed that I'm here and, making a lot of money, 3 times more than what I was making with the county. So with Avon, I don't plan on retiring. I love it too much. I don't either. When I talk about retirement, it's not about retiring or quitting your account or nothing like that, nothing crazy like that. When I talk about retiring, is that, believe me, I worked a lot in the field, okay? A lot of walking, a lot of hot sun, in the sun, and, going places from here to here. And sometimes I can't even take vacations depending on how my team is doing. If things are not going well, you can't take vacation. So, but it's gonna come a time when you retire when you won't be able to do that much. So that's what I mean about retiring. Carlos works too. Deborah says, that has helped me. I want to thank you for your words of encouragement when I contact you. Oh, Deborah, you're welcome. That's why we're here, to help each other out. And Angel says, it's negative thinking that will attract negative things. Exactly. You are what you think about all the time. Doing a big event this coming weekend and tons of people, my opportunity to step out and speak to people. Exactly, Renee. And make sure that you know that it's not about the results from one event. It's about a combination of many events and many consistent activities and field time that's going to give you the success that you need. So I have, paid for events that have cost me a lot of money, and they were not good. It's a good reason to quit, for other representatives to quit. As a matter of fact, I took representatives to that event and they quit. So, but I didn't quit, okay? So be careful. If you're committing to an event, just make sure that you know that you're there because you're doing your work and you had the opportunity to do that event, and that money, that investment that you put into is not a money that you're going to take away from your household, okay? So make sure that that's very important. Pamela says time management is huge. I'm working on that. Good, Pamela. Thanks for sharing. It's great to hear you reciting your why, your fuel that drives you. Awesome. Thank you, Chuck. Oh, see what you guys made me feel special. Not 20 all at once. Place doesn't count. Yes, no, don't leave all your 20 books in one place. A balance in life is important. Going out to lunch or going to the beach and see an opportunity. Exactly. Yes, but make sure that you put in your time to really put in the work, okay? The work that you need to bring in your your customers, to bring in your team members. So okay, going to use this when I have my team meeting. Yes, play my trainings, because you can. That's another thing that when I started doing trainings, it was my team was asking me, can you come to my house, and I couldn't be at everybody's place. So now what they do, they play my training and they ask for feedback in the training. So they are interacting. They pause the video. They say, okay, what is it that you can take back? What is it that we can do together from what you heard? Share your ideas. So they have me as if I was doing a live training. So I'm gonna put this video on YouTube. My channel is Avon Wings, and you can also subscribe to the Spanish channel, TV Latino Avon Wings. And for those of you who don't speak Spanish, you can share it with your team so that they can train themselves on some things. And it's not about doing everything that I tell you. It's about getting one idea and developing that one idea, putting it into practice and being consistent. That is the key. Okay, Jessica, hello, beautiful. Thank you everyone for being here. I think I have covered everybody's questions. Kelly says, it's true, Millie. I feel more confident now, and it takes time to see the results, but it's worth it. Thank you, Kelly, for sharing. Yes. And Liz says, we are in 25 bombitas a day. You! Yes, make sure you're out there. Bombitas are so easy to give out. You can put them in your car, in your purse. I tell you, I have an endless supply of bombitas. Everywhere I go, I give it to everybody. I connect. I try to connect if I can, but if I don't, this is for you. This is a free sample. I'm with Avon. Call me for more information and to get your business started. And then I go. It doesn't have to be a perfect introduction. If you don't have time, just go and give it in the hands of people. But if you have time, please connect with them. It's all about putting the information in the hands of somebody. And take your samples, take extra samples, take your brochures, and just continue to connect with people by giving them things, by trying a fragrance. Oh, try this fragrance, it's new. Look how good it smells. Here's a sample of the skincare. Try it tonight. So, if you're prospecting, you're able to do all these things. But if you're in a hurry and you just want to give somebody your information, your bombita, and I call them bombitas because everything is here. Fundraising flyer, recruiting flyer, your business card, and a sample. So everything is here. It's the bomb that's gonna get them to join your amazing business or become your customer. Okay, so That's why I call them bombitas, because it's just fun. Let's just have fun with what you're doing. And it's bombitas is a fun name. Instead of calling them bomb, it's bombitas. So yes, I also had another person signed up from Facebook. Good job. Yes, put your business out there. I used the social media center and I got a team member this weekend. Yay! Congratulations, Deborah. Maria Isabel says, great info. You rock, Milagros. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I think I cover everybody's comments. If I miss anyone, I will go through them and then I answer all the questions. So thank you so much. See you on the next video, next training. Continue to work on your millions. It's worth it. And for those of you who are thinking about joining Avon, by all means, it's a business that will not cost you money to run. I know I have a lot of people here in my Facebook who are prospects who are looking into the opportunity. So I hope that this video just gets you to say yes and join us. And for those of you who have not started your leadership program, your leadership opportunity, building your team, start today. Believe me, it's rewarding, it's residual income, you're helping others start their business, and it is the greatest opportunity to be able to make money, lots of money, helping others. When they succeed, you succeed, and that's the secret. That is the beauty of network marketing. So see you next time. Have an amazing Memorial Day weekend. Bye.